TOA Fit Body Bootcamp and Fit Body Forever communities. What's up, everyone? Welcome back. I am Robert Linkle. Nice to see you. TrainingTheOlderAdult.com, and we are here today to talk about our part 2 of our tips to setting a fitness program and being successful in doing so. And we are going to dive right in with our second block of this, starting with proper nutrition and hydration. All right. Let's get into the idea of what we're going to consider, and I don't mean this with any disrespect, is just simply eating like a grown-up. That means we're not eating a lot of processed foods. We're not eating fast foods. Any foods that come in a package that have characters or, anything like that on them. It comes with a toy in the box, etc. You see where I'm getting at. We want healthy foods. We all know what a healthy food is. We'd like that food to be organic. We would like it to be non-processed, and you would like to have as many valued nutrients in it as possible. There are definitely good fats and bad fats out there. There are better or leaner versions of protein out there, and there are more complex versus more simplistic carbohydrates out there that are probably going to be better for you as well. Now, I understand that everybody has endless means and can just hire a chef to cook all their food and their meals for them. So, based on budgets and schedule and everything else, you do the best you can what you have and what time you have, and you can commit to this. But eating efficiently and effectively and as well as you can really goes a long way. We spend, so much money on food every month, but we really hold our food to a very high standard. And because of that, a lot of the health issues that I used to have, that Keegan had, that our kids will never have, knock on wood, are either have been dealt with or are never going to exist for them, because I grew up eating everything out of a processed can or package. We hardly ate anything fresh, coming from a Midwest, group, a couple of parents that's how things were done. And it wasn't until I met Keegan that I recognized that we could prep and prepare all these things and get them fresh, and tasted the difference and felt the difference and how it made me feel, how my brain processed, how my body felt and performed. Drastic difference there. So the quality of food as best you can, please pursue that, go in that direction. In terms of supplements, protein is probably the one that I think most people will discuss. Especially as we age, there's very good research to show that as people get older, they have a harder time getting enough protein into their diet. And so I will tell you to supplement as needed, but it would be preferred that you get it naturally through your food. Now, with that being said, I don't really like eating a whole lot of vegetables. I really struggle. I literally gag with a lot of them as I try to eat them, no matter how they are prepared. I just have a hard time. Fruit, no problem. I could do that all day long. So I have to find a supplement for my greens and specifically my veggies to help me get the amount of veggies I'm supposed to have every day. I supplement that in. I typically get all the protein I need from food, but on occasion I will supplement that in. Multivitamins, minerals, etc. If you want to, feature any of those, you can. Talk to your doctor or whoever your coach might be to assist you in making those selections, but there's plenty of options out there. I would try to get the healthiest version that you can, the cleanest version of those as you can. And then I would tell you to, with any aging body, if you don't have any cancers and or you don't have any kidney or liver failure issues, that creatine would be very, very valuable. It's very well researched. It's great for your brain and your body, specifically people over the age of 50, 55. It does a lot of great things for your cognitive return as well as your body. And then your collagen, your bone collagens, this can be, from cow or steak bones, beef bones, or there are other versions of collagen that you can get. But based on that, it really helps your body in regeneration of bone growth and synovial fluid and fluidity inside your joints to help them move well, etc. Hydration is a fun one because you can find a way to a basic way to understand how much hydration you need in a day. If we're just going to look at water, take your body weight, cut that in half. That's how many ounces you need of water every day. So if I'm 250 pounds, I need about 125 ounces of water every day. Well, every water bottle that I have here is, about 28 ounces, this one. So I'm going to need about 5 of these a day, maybe 4. right around 4 to 5 of those to get that's my Nalgene bottle with the screw top on it. And I would say I get probably about 3 of these guys in every day. I think that's about 30 ounces. So there's 90 that I get there. I got 30 in the other one. I have at least 2 of those. So I'm right around, 150, 120 to 150 right on target. So that's a good way to look at this. Also recognize that you get a great deal of your hydration through the foods that you eat too. I don't just mean fruit that has more fluidity to it. There's hydration found in multiple different foods that you will consume. So there's a part of that that will assist you as well. And is it a terrible thing to be overly hydrated or not to be underhydrated? I don't think so. I'd rather have a little bit too much hydration in my system, not enough where it's going to harm me, right? But to the point where your body is just well hydrated. That is fantastic. I think that's a good way to go. There are plenty of little electrolyte added drinks out there that you can get. Some of them have caffeine in them, some of them do not. Keep in mind the caffeine will help give you a little spark in your energy, but caffeine also makes your system run a little quicker, which is going to help dehydrate you. So they do kind of go a little bit hand in hand. It just depends on what you're using it for. But you can there's plenty of just electrolyte little packets that you can sprinkle into your water. Gives a little flavor. Sometimes they're really salty, but remember, that's the whole point, is to get some water retained into your system to help you stay hydrated. So that's why Gatorade is so salty and why Powerade is salty and any of the other sport drinks, Sportaid and all the other ones. But the most optimal one, and we are not sponsored by Gatorade, but as far as the formulas from every drink that goes out there, the original one, the 6% carbohydrate, Gatorade was the most efficient and most effective at replenishing carbohydrate base via the glucose and the sugar and the salt, and the combo of all that is the most efficient and most effective and the quickest in replenishing the human body because of that 6% carbohydrate. And that formula is what they copywrote, and no one else is allowed to copy back. There's 8% carbohydrate, there's a 2% carbohydrate, all these other ones on the other side, but the 6% carbohydrate, I learned that in college. I have not forgotten that to this day. All right. Water and natural juices. Even if you're diabetic, if you were getting like actual pulp orange juice that you like wrung out and all that, not from concentrate, not from a can, if you're getting like actual juice, the amount of fiber that's found in those juices is going to help you quite a bit. Even though there's a good amount of sugar in there, it's actually going to help you quite a bit in there. So don't be afraid to shy away from your juices out there. Again, as they are natural juices, it's actually a very good form of fiber and hydration and sugar and everything else that you might need in your day to day. All right, next one, mindfulness and meditation. Take time in the day for you. You need to take time that's dedicated to you. And this might be the hour that you exercise. In the mornings when I get up, I've got a little daily journal that I write in my workout, and in there's, what are your intentions for today? What are 2 or 3 things that you want to achieve? What are you grateful for? And it just gives me a couple of things to think about, some proper mindsets, some things to get on paper. Oh, I want to achieve these 2 or 3 projects. I want to get this one thing done. I've got to go to the grocery store later on. I've got to pick up a birthday present for my friend. Whatever it is, you can get those, mindfulness, attentiveness, but you can also say, I'm very grateful for my family and my loved ones. I'm grateful for my best friend. I'm grateful for my dad. I'm, whatever it is that you might be. And just bring some focus to those additional things outside of work, maybe even outside of immediate family stuff going on, and say, okay, I want to place some energies and some intentions on those. And at the same time, say, this is me time. I need me time. I need time where my family's not here, my spouse isn't here, my kids aren't here, my friends, my colleagues, it's just me. And that might double into exercise time, or this could be reading time, whatever it is that you would like to do. I think a daily journal or at least a little check-in form of something like that is actually a really good tool to use. And there are many of them out there for you that you can look at. Mind Journal is my favorite one and the one that I use. There's a workout one and just a regular one. So setting a daily mindset, your focus on your intentions, what you would like to achieve, steps for success, any kind of to-dos, any other notes. And then there are little mini meditations I don't think are bad things to do. I try to do maybe like 2 or 3 of these a week. Often it's a little tiny timer. You have a meditation timer on your phone, and you can be like, look, I want to take 2 minutes to just kind of zone out and level out and it plays a little ding, and then there's a little hum and a little bit of music, and it just gives you a couple of minutes of silence to just chill. Just let everything calm down, and then you're refocused or you're re-energized, and off you go. You can even take little naps throughout the day, that 10, 15-minute naps. There's really nothing wrong with that. I've seen plenty of research to suggest that naps are good for rejuvenating and giving you back some good energy in the afternoons. And then others that say if you're having a nap, that means you're not getting enough sleep through the day. You should never have to nap, et cetera, et cetera. I personally, based on all the research out there, I feel like, and anecdotally, naps are not a terrible thing. I think taking a short nap, 20 minutes, 25, 30 minutes at the most. If you get beyond 30, you're going to start drifting off, and your body starts to think like, oh, it's shutdown time. Like, I'm supposed to go to sleep now. I'm going to start to shut this shit down and like, let's go to bed for the next 8 hours. Versus, oh, I'm just going to kind of chill. Let me just shut my eyes, and everything starts to just relax for 20 minutes. And then boom, whoa, man, I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. You just got a little recovery period. And sometimes with the madness and the fast pace of the day to day, that could be exactly what you need. My last tip for success here is recognizing what motivates you or what drives you. And I think that a lot of us will start, especially a New Year's program or just a brand new effort of like, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to commit to this thing. And after like 7 to 10 days, you start to kind of lose your motivation. So let's think about that. What motivates you? Do movies motivate you, or quotes? Do you need a quote, or are there a couple that you could write up around and like put on sticky notes and spots where you know, or times in the day where you know you get a little less motivated, or I'm about to exercise, so I need to put this note in my gym bag. So when I open the bag and I go, God, do I really want to do this? And I see my favorite quote, oh yes, I am motivated to do that. Are there certain stories to remind yourself of, or a certain podcast that gets you fired up? What's the SEAL's name? Who's going to carry the boats? Come on. You all know who I'm talking about, right? He's, darn it. I know some of you are out there just yelling it at me. I can see his book. He's in his blues, his navy whites or whatnot. It'll come to me. But there's him, there's Jocko, there's Bedros. Like, there's a lot of people out there that do like daily motivations, or they have podcasts that are really motivating. I listen to Bedros every time I do my Saturday ruck. I listen to his podcast. It always gets me fired up, gets me, driven and motivated to go and do the hard work and to get. I go, oh yeah, he reminds me of all these things of why I want to become the better version of myself. And then certain outcomes, okay? Pictures of those outcomes. A time where maybe you were thinner and you want to look like that again, or better, or another individual that has a physique that you are envious of, and you're like, man, I want to pursue this. I used to have a picture of Arnold in my training journal for probably 15 years. I'm sure I'm not the only one that did that. Dave Draper, Franco Columbo, Frank Zane, Louis Ferrigno. Like, there were a lot of different folks that we really looked up to when we were coming up. And then what other things can drive you or motivate you? Just simple expectations. Like, I have, my family needs me to be healthy. I need to be there for them. That's an expectation. I want to live up to that. And I don't want to be a dad bod. I don't want to be a fat dad that other kids make fun of. I want to be a dad that people look at and go, oh, geez, that's a motivated guy. He looks very fit. Like, that's what I want. Does love motivate you? The love for my wife and my family and my dedication to be here and be healthy for them. They are my love. They are the energy around me. I want to make sure I'm here. And so part of my drive to be focused and to work hard every day is because of love. Approval, right? Or the fear of failure. I'm doing a good job. I want other ones to recognize and approve of this, or I don't want to become a failure. I don't want to have this, I put out to do this effort, and for the 8th time I failed again to do it. Here's just another opportunity for me to show that I'm a failure and I lived up to that expectation. Like, we want to have all these positive things that come in. I think movies are probably some of the best ones that do that, because they give you visuals, they give you quotes from the movies. I think of Rocky Balboa, it's not about how hard you can get hit, it's about getting back up and keep moving forward. Like, there are these lines that we know that are just dug into our heads that we can live on and continue to say and to hear in our heads. And those things will drive you and motivate you and inspire you to continue to pursue your goals. And there are times of weakness and moment where you think, not today, I'm just not feeling it, this and that. You can think of that scene or watch that scene in the movie and get yourself remotivated and away you go. Pretty much anything with Sylvester Stallone in it, Arnold Schwarzenegger, any of the John Wick films. They're the ones that always get me fired up and get me ready to rock and roll. So, all right, gang, there are my 6 components to and tips to a successful fitness program. I hope these all helped you. Please share out chapter 1 and or chapter 2, part 1, part 2, with anyone that you feel like could benefit from it. I appreciate you all. I hope you're doing great. Have a good day. Continue to fight your good fight against sarcopenia, and we will see you next time. Take care.